Hi. It's all of about 3 minutes after the previous episode's recording, and I'm still smiling about it because I love musical stuff. We're going to continue on with what I suspect is likely to be a much more subdued section of the narrative. I would be very surprised if it were not. Interesting. We're back out at the... Interesting that it gives us that kind of straight away. Yeah, we've got our revolver back now, which we didn't have before. Don't need to do anything else here, though. Go on, I'll make a manual save. Let's override return to. Initiation 4, we sing. So this is kind of the aftermath of... Interesting that the light from the lamp shines through in the reflection. Ah. Right.
It was all about me. This performance the dark place was putting on. But I had no control over it. I knew how utterly lost I was.
Yeah, who is it on the phone? I kind of expect it to be us. I expect it to be Alan phoning himself.
The mystery caller was back at it.
But he
had to find out
surely recognize his own voice.
Alan Wake? Do you know who I am?
How the fuck could I?
Whoa! There's that famous temper. Lucky thing I'm not a paparazzi.
You keep jerking me around, refusing to tell me who you are.
You remember? You... Oh, fuck me. Alan, listen. Tell me, how much do you remember? Did you visit Parliament Tower? Did you find anything there?
Yeah. Alice is in danger. Scratch is reaching out to her, and there's another manuscript. Not initiation, return. I saw the title page. I don't remember writing it.
He's got nice hair.
Return. Oh, man, this is what we're after. The Scratch can't have it. Our survival, the survival of the fucking cosmic everything depends on this. Come to me. Oceanview Hotel. I left my room key for you.
That's
right
from Control, isn't it? Oceanview Hotel.
The dark place works in loops and rituals.
Yes, I remember.
If the waves keep pushing you away, you just need to find another way in. We go with the flow of this ocean. Catch you soon, brother.
Yeah, Oceanview Hotel was a hotel, not motel.
Invitation to a shady meeting. Right on the money for the hard-boiled genre the whole city was built upon.
Yeah. Oh, God, this game is gorgeous. And I am not running this on high settings anymore. You know, I'm getting 80 FPS because the FPS has always been higher in Alan's sections compared to the foliage density in Saga's. What are the little light things above our pistol UI? And technically speaking, we've got opportunity to explore here, haven't we? Are there things that we can... Yeah, see, there's stuff that's been circled. There's the Oceanview Hotel. Oh, now we've got 3 of them. Oh yeah, it's right there.
The Oceanview Hotel. My destination.
Kind of lacking an ocean. But I suppose it's a lake, not an ocean. No, wait. It's not mine. Locked? No, not locked. That's awful wallpaper. And deliberately mirrored. I was going to say, why have we not got our flashlight out? It's like, that's something that we have control over.
A loop that delivered me back to the street.
Yeah.
What did the mystery caller said? If the waves keep pushing you away, you just need to find another way in.
Okay. So we need to do some puzzling. While we're here, I'm gonna use the break room. Musical episode part 2.
With only dream logic to lead me to the hotel, I looked to the neon signs for guidance.
Follow the Mirror Peak neon sign. I feel like Alan saw something there that I didn't.
The dark presence is out.
Yeah, we've got multiple bits and pieces.
What it was. It's stealing from me. Stealing my identity. It wants to be me. Replace me. Twisted version of me. Scratch. Mr. Scratch. It's slithering into the story. Once it's in the story, I have to use it to keep the story true. Again, I have to make the story darker now. But that gives it power. That's bad. I don't want that. But I have no choice. It's an arms race. I like keep it together. Damage. I'll be the first one to cross the finish line. I have to beat the devil at his own game.
The story I was building was fragile, constantly under attack. There was no time to waste. The dark presence was only a step behind me.
There is a considerable degree of truth in that. The art of writing stories is incredibly difficult. You know, anybody can tell a story. A large number of people can tell a story well. But a much smaller group of people can tell a story A, well, B, that everybody enjoys, C, that people might pay for, and D, rings true. And stories ringing true is one of the hardest things that you can accomplish as a writer. There are a lot of armchair writers on the internet who will tell you that something is bad writing. And a lot of times that comes across as really insulting because they don't have the sophisticated way of explaining why it is bad writing. And thus they use really basic words like bad, which incidentally I always advise people not to use because bad doesn't actually tell you anything. Bad is not constructive, bad is not critique, bad is just a label, which doesn't really mean anything anymore. But there is always something in their minds in terms of the writing that has made them want to label it as bad. And it is generally that something hasn't rang true for them. Now, obviously, everybody's got their own viewpoint on truth. So if the person who is saying, oh, you know, this is bad writing, is racist or a bigot or anti-Semitic or an Islamophobe or a transphobe or homophobe or whatever their bigotry is, they have a decreased worldview. And therefore, if something, you know, involving a trans character or a gay character or a bi character or a Jewish character, if there are those things in the story which they haven't experienced before, they tend to see them as not ringing true because they're part of their own kind of experience in life that they don't want to see. And therefore it's much easier to label a story and writing as bad because they cannot possibly accept that other people that are part of that group that they don't like really exists. It's like, oh, why do you have to put this gay person in the story? That's just bad writing. You know, they wouldn't do this. You know, why is this person black? Bad writing. Don't get me wrong, there is legitimately writing that doesn't ring true for a lot of people. You know, a lot of the critique that, for example, the latest Star Wars trilogy took a lot of the critique of that. A lot of people say it's bad writing. There's not enough character development. There's not enough character growth. That could be true as well. I'm not saying that everybody who says, and I suppose I'm going to have to clarify this, I'm not saying that everybody who says writing is bad is a bigot or a transphobe or whatever. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that a lot of very vocal and very online people on the internet fall back on this idea of bad writing because they cannot articulate. And again, this isn't necessarily a critique either. The fact that not everybody can articulate why a piece of writing is bad for them. But if I stand back off my soapbox, the art of and the act of making a story ring true for as many people as possible is what makes writing an art form. As I said, every single person watching this, and most people out there in the world that has been through an education system in America, in Europe, in Britain, chances are you've been made, whether you like it or not, and often not, to write a story. I'm an English teacher. Whether I've liked it or not, had to get students to write stories. It's on the GCSE. You know, the English language paper 1, question 5 is a creative writing question. It's worth a quarter of the entire English language GCSE. You have to write a story, a narrative or a description. And it's a skill set that a lot of people are not going to have any use for, have no interest in, and I'm dealing with teenagers who don't read as much. You know, they might experience what I'm doing. They get their stories from video games. They get their stories from television, rather than they sit there with a lamp on and they read a book. And those are different things, because we're not getting students to write a scene from a video game. We're not getting students to write a script for a play or a television show or a movie. We're getting them to write long form on paper in the same way that a book does it, because that is easier for us to check their progress. And it's a very anachronistic way of doing it. As you can tell, I'm not a massive fan. After 22 years, this is my 23rd year of teaching, I'm not a big fan of how we do these things, because young people don't have the life experiences. Oh. And it's therefore harder for them to find truth in a story and a narrative that actually makes sense, because they've not seen it on the page. This is just the edge of the map.
The story determined where I could go. couldn't.
So we're not going that way. Anyway, what my actual point was, I can't really remember at this point. No, truth of stories. So, getting back up onto the stuff. No, I'm going to talk about the actual story in this now. Mr. Scratch has wheedled his way into the story, and if the story works with him in it, it is then very difficult to remove it. In much of my own writing, once something has become part of the story and I've seen it works, it becomes quite difficult to then get much further down the line and realise, actually, I don't want that there. I want to remove it, and you can't. One of the classic kind of writerly phrases is murder your darlings. You know, the things that you most love and are most attached to in your writing, sometimes you just need to get rid of them. You need to cut them for pace, for narrative coherency, for consistency, for continuity. And that's often very difficult to do. And this is what Alan is dealing with. He can't now... He can't get Mr. Scratch out of the story because it works too well for the story. Anyway, I'm actually going to play the game now. Because I feel like I've been talking for about 10 minutes. No, that's Wibblesville.
Not real. I was limited to the confines of the dream.
It's a much better, albeit meta, way of confining the play space. You know, if you look at Bright Falls and how many of the roads out of town are closed off, versus this. Where is this neon sign that I'm looking for? I thought it was that arrow, but it's not. Illumination. Right, that's where we... That's where we found Casey. Yes, I've spent so much time talking literary theory now that I've actually kind of lost track of what I'm doing. Wheeler Street? Named after Barry? Like, why is that there? Oh, that's the entrance to the talk show. Follow the Mirror Peak neon sign. I hope people find my little diatribes on literary stuff vaguely interesting. Pretty certain you're not getting those in anybody else's playthrough. But to be fair, yes. Nobody here. I want to take that with me. Mirror Peak sign. Oh, the cult. A forbidden play brought to life. Am I just being really dense? Ah! Mirror Peak Bar. So it was the green arrows. AWE. Your fault. Oh, is this the same? It is, so it is down here. So when I saw this flashing light, because this is where we ran into Casey, here. Return scratch, return scratch. No Casey this time. Is he still dead? Oh, he is not.
Casey! You're the killer, the cult leader. It's in your eyes.
No! You got the wrong man! It's Scratch! There's no time to lose!
You're going nowhere. Dead tired. I just wanted it to be over. It was all my fault. I'd had this dark place in my head for so long. Sometimes I'd forget the pain was there. Like it was the way you were supposed to feel. I was not in a dark place. I was the dark place. The source of it all. The vessel. Me and the writer, we were the same.
This place kept pushing me under, getting into my head, poisoning me with darkness. I had to find a way to escape before it was too late. Too late again.
Room 665. Initiation 5. One of the kind of plot threads from Alan Wake was that Wake killed off Casey. He was tired of him. He killed the cash cow. In much the same way that in the TV show Castle with Nathan Fillion. You know, he killed off his best-selling character. And it was never really addressed properly, I don't think. That I can remember anyway in Alan Wake or American Nightmare. That sense of being able to move past what you did in terms of... Because obviously Alex Casey, it wasn't real. But he still killed him. And obviously in this place where darkness brings things to light and life, huh? Interesting. That's blocked up. But... Alan's got a different inventory size as well, hasn't he? Can't actually go up those steps. But can go down these. Room 665. Yeah, we're now massively high up. Great. Room 665 was the room in the talk show. The Neighbour of the Beast. I'm wondering when we're going to run into Tim. In fact, I'm very much wondering what's going to happen with Tim. I'm wondering if there's more relation to the Quantum Break storyline with Tim. Because he said he'd been in different dimensions where he was different people. I'm just wondering whether they're going to tie Quantum Break in that way. Right, what's with the music? This music is going to give me a headache. Well, I mean, I've already got a headache, unfortunately. Headphone headache has already begun. Oh dear. Nope. That's not me. Nope, nobody here. Get out of it. Give me all the bits and pieces. Uh-oh. It's not animating the,
Flashlight had done its job.
Ow.
I was under attack from a shadow. There.
Ouch. Damn it. I'm fine. I do like the fact that he has an actual animation for, you know, crouching down and opening the health pack. And yeah, okay, he just kind of pushes it into his stomach, which I wish worked in terms of how healing works. I feel like we're in part of the map that we've already been to, but actually I don't think we are. Where are we? No, we're over here. I assume this is going to lead us over the top somehow. I'm probably missing stuff, but this area is a little bit more... a little bit more weird and complicated to explore than Saga's stuff. Yeah, I think I said this in the previous stuff with Alan, but the way the game keeps you guessing as to whether an enemy is actually going to become an enemy or not. Does a good job at creating tension. Like, he could have... Ooh. Chunk of stuff. In a briefcase. The box that we saw. Oh, nothing in that one.
It was locked from the other side.
Right, Tim's going to be through here, but there was a glowy arrow. Shit. Huh. Can't get down here, can we? No. I feel like it's going to be on the side of those boards. That's mysterious, unless there's more to it. There's a vision that we need to line up. Yeah, it's definitely on the other side of those boards. How do we get to that? Seems to be a chunk here of side exploration. Am I just going back somewhere I've already been? Okay. Worth it. I'm gonna have to turn the volume down a bit. It's giving me a headache. I feel like that's the way forward. Nobody here. Oh, this is a safe room. Probably should have realised that. Nah, I think we'll keep what we've got, actually. We'll have those. You die here. Probably. Okay, so we actually have to go. Can Alan climb? No, I can't climb up there. I guess I'm going to have to alter the geography? Maybe? Yeah, because we definitely can't get down there. No, we're going to have to alter something. It looks like, actually, there's more opportunity to explore than I think there really is. Hold on. Ah. No, wait. This was the ladder that was already here. Ignore that R. No. He's an actual shadow. No, I don't think that's actually helped us make any progress at all. So what's it done for us up here? Given us a crate where there was no crate before. But other than that... Huh. So we've got a...
I could see the Oceanview Hotel. I was getting close.
Word of lamp. Let's take a look at what powers we get for that. Let's have that. Words of aid. Words of war. Yes, haven't decided on that. Gonna have the upgraded area of effect on that. I'm gonna have that. Oh, that's how we got the extra bits and pieces. Yes. I guess if I turn this blue, there might be a different path.
The lights affected where the door led to.
Yeah, so it was either over there does it works on the way back as well, I guess. So now... Aha! Oh! Figure out which of these versions of the world I want in a second. Right, that lets us get... Oh, that's where this is. I understand. So what happens if I... So it removes our ability to get back up. Doesn't seem to do anything else, though. Unless it's altered something over here. Hold on. Inventory full. Nice little rooftop bar. Oh, hello.
I could use that shotgun.
There's a door there. I mean, we could use it, but where am I putting it?
The bar menu caught my eye.
Shotgun, 1900. Old-fashioned. That's really expensive. Files. Right, this is an issue. Because I could very much do with that shotgun, but I've got nowhere to put it. Bit of a shame that they haven't left us with a shoebox here, but hopefully There'll be one nearby. I'm somewhat reticent to go in here. Oceanview cocktail. How much is the cocktail? $25.50. If this isn't the code for the door, I will be very surprised. I'm quite intrigued as to who the mystery caller is. I still feel it's going to be a variation on Alex? Alex case? No, a variation on Alan. I'm assuming I will have the opportunity to come back for that shotgun. The dark place. Hey look, it's Tom the Diver. Oh, it's going to be Tom, isn't it? Yeah, these are all film bits and pieces. There's photos of divers everywhere. It's going to be Thomas Zane. And actually, didn't I speculate that previously anyway? Loads of that beer everywhere. Yeah, is this where Thomas Zane has been trapped? Can't actually remember. Closed due to water damage.
The room was empty except for the projector. More games. Was the film a message waiting to be played?
I would imagine so. Play me. It even says so on the side. Oh look, it's us. Uh-oh. $665. There's that spiral. It's very nicely furnished, isn't it?
In this temple of shadow and mist, there's a window in the floor and a door in the ceiling. There's no knowing, am I standing still, or running, or kneeling?
It's the same actor, isn't it? But without the beard.
You're the one who's been calling me.
Indeed. I'm Tom Zane. Welcome to the House of Zane.
The poet. The diver. You look like me. How the hell?
Or maybe you look like me, you handsome devil. The diver was a beloved character I played in one of my films. I'm a filmmaker, a celebrated auteur.
I need answers. Why is Return so important? What?
Alan, you always get worked up like this. Come on, I'll fix you a drink. You and me, Alan. We're in this together. Two artists collaborating, remember? Crafting the keys to our escape. Your magnum opus, Return, and its companion piece, my film. Sharing our life-altering visions, a melding of higher minds. Dreaming up our transcendental
He's quite
work of
trippy.
art. Here, in this room, 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 in this room.
Whoa. Oh God.
I need the clicker.
It's returned, because we returned.
Deep. Yes.
And that is how the magic happened.
Uh-huh.
Enough of this bullshit. Alice is in danger. I need another murder site to go further. Back to Parliament Tower. Scratch is...
Your wife is safe, back in the real New York. But Scratch is reaching for her through an overlap. Return is the key to escaping the dark place. You need to get it before that freak does. There's a murder site here in the hotel. Let the waves of your writing carry you there.
Hello?
They're on to us. If anyone asks, you were never here.
Why is Casper Darling there? Oh, is that the only Jesse we're going to get in this?
Thomas Zane had ended our talk in what felt like a paranoid...
I bet it is.
I had what I needed from him. There was another murder site in the hotel to guide me further toward my escape. I had to write my way to it.
Yeah, I bet that's the only director Faden we get. Okay, so that's what this is for.
Whispers from the police radio
Hey,
kept me
see.
awake at night. The word through the ether. A murder in the backdrop of a play featuring a murder cult. How meta can you get? He said, looking knowingly at the camera. I could sense the cult of the word in this, and their leader, Mr. Scratch.
So Alan's changed the
Rumored to be
story
Alan
enough.
Wake, the
Ah.
who'd gone missing years before.
The hotel was a perfect setting for a Casey story. I was on the right path.
Uh-huh.
I would start at the entrance lobby.
Yes, so I can go outside, hopefully, and sort my inventory out, and then I can go and get the shotgun.
The entrance hall set the mood, where everyone had come in. The victim, the murderer, the detective. An idea, clear as a vision, waited for me here.
Haha! Gimme that manual save. Right, let's dump some stuff in this shoebox. What have I not really been using? Not been using the flashbangs. I haven't used them on Saga either, because I'm rubbish. We don't have any ammo for the flare gun, but I'm going to keep it on us anyway. I know we do. We've got some there. In fact, I'll load that in a second. And we'll keep that because we're going to need it. Right, if I haven't actually quick slotted any of these because we didn't need to for Alan. Let's reload that. Okay. I'm assuming it's going to be 3 slots for the shotgun.
Mike, he never wants your story.
Uh-oh.
You can't stop the story. Stop.
Woohoo! Oh dear. That was probably a waste, actually, but hey.
The room at the end of the corridor was closed off. It felt significant. Something terrible would happen there.
Okay, so we've got 2 scenes. And again, they've all got symbols on the doors. That's not a suitcase we can open.
I couldn't get in. I was missing something.
A key, probably, Alan. That's how doors tend to work, especially the locked ones. Hold on. Oh, it's just the glow. Yeah, I assume these symbols are going to play some importance. We'll sort that out in a bit. What's this lining up with? Nothing currently. Right, is this just going to let us out? It is. Is it going to let us back in? It is. Thank you, game. I had the horrible feeling it was not. Map of the hotel. Wonderful.
So you were the director of this play?
Yeah, that's me.
Ed?
Our performance of the cult was cursed from the pre-show ritual on.
Pre-show ritual
is an immersive theatrical experience.
You're gonna have to walk me through what that means.
Immersive theater. A play where the audience can participate, spread across this hotel. The cult is a legend. The only written copy of the manuscript lost, the play is passed on as oral tradition between theater companies. Each company only performs it once. The play was said to have special power.
Written by Thomas Zane.
We were like kids playing with a Ouija board. And when you call for the devil, he will come.
The pre-show ritual. That's it. Set it up. Start from the beginning.
Right, let us return. What button did you even press there, Alan? Right, I'm going to go and get the shotgun. I'm going to save the game. And then I am going to come back to this at some other time because my head is pounding. And I am not going to enjoy the meta nature of the writing-y section with my head throbbing like this. Unfortunately. Which is a real shame because I'm really enjoying this section. You know, I really like the meta narrative elements. Because of course I do. When I say I'm literally trained for it, I'm not joking. Right, let's grab... No! How many slots does this require? Ah, crap. Four slots. all accounted for? Right, we'll stick that on 2. So it's in the same place as Saga's. Oh! Oh, shit. That was fine. I have an unfortunate habit of hitting control during fights. And it slows down the game and it cancels any other impacts you're doing, so it stops you walking and you actually have to take your finger off the button and hit it again. It's not a big deal, it's just enough to throw me off, and let's be honest, I'm not good at video games, so... Oh, I really want to get myself a tweed jacket. Just realised you can actually see. I think I'm sitting further over than I normally do, aren't I? You can see the frames counter in the corner. That was not actually intentional. I wasn't intending for that to happen. Right. Save. And relax. We shall come back after the cut for more, because no fancy editing. So, you know how I said I had a headache? That headache turned into a migraine. That migraine turned into a fever. And it turns out that what I'd actually got was the start of another round of COVID. Today is the 25th of November. And if you've been noticing, right down in the bottom right-hand corner, I've been tending to put on my recent videos what date that particular part was recorded. But I just go by the timestamp on the actual file in DaVinci Resolve and do an overlay on it. So the last bit was on the 9th. Today is the 25th, so we are literally 2 weeks. So COVID wiped me out for the best part of a week, including loss of voice, massive fatigue. I spent most of my time in bed for 4 days because I got no energy to move. And then The Last Faith came out, which obviously, as a Metroidvania and a game that I kickstart backed, it's the kind of the primary focus of my gaming habits and also this channel, I guess. So it's taken me a while to get back to Alan Wake, unfortunately. And the reason why I'm playing this now is because episode 13, which is the exploration bit after the point of no return, has been really boring to edit. The actual gameplay is fine. The exploration is fabulous. You know, using the setter charm to find all the bits and pieces, not an issue with that whatsoever. But actually editing it into something that might be even vaguely interesting, it's taken ages and it's not been fun. So I thought I'll edit the bit after we sing, or sing it, or whatever that particular bit's called. And that's this bit, isn't it? It's room 665. So I've only got part of it. So I've edited, not really done much to it because it was fine as is. But I've watched it through and added a couple of annotations in. But it's like, well, that's not finished. So here we are. We're in room 665. We have been speaking to Thomas Zane, who is very much us. Well, a different version of us. No. No. Right.
The plot board was empty again. I needed a new draft, back at the beginning, but closer to my goal.
Okay. Right, so these are all the elements on the right-hand side that we can use. They are from We Sing. I wonder if we're going to get to pull those in. So I guess we want to do stuff with the entrance hall to start off with. Pre-show ritual.
The scene had changed.
Alan Wake.
No. No Alan Wake. So we've got a load of clutter that we didn't have before. Trauma pad. Somebody's going to trip over that carpet. Probably going to be me. The Cults. A forbidden play brought, not bought. Bought implies currency. Brought. To do with bring. Everyone is invited to the pre-show ritual in the ballroom.
Layers upon layers. A play about a murder cult, infiltrated by a real murder cult.
That's the kind of layerception that good meta-narratives have. We'd already taken the map, hadn't we? That's the entrance, isn't it? Yes. So that's the elevator. That's the entrance. So we need to find the ballroom.
Alan Wake.
No. No Alan Wake.
Get out of this spotlight.
Uh-oh. I've forgotten how to use the flashlight. It's not control, is it? Right. I assume I could look at the map, but I don't know whether the game's had any more kind of performance patches. Closed due to water damage. Oh yes, I think we saw that before, didn't we? And we got all of these different signs. And the suitcase that didn't open. Yeah. Unusually, and it is massively unusual actually, unusually I have watched back, obviously, the footage.
I couldn't get in. I was missing something.
Key, Alan. I think we've had this dialogue before, haven't we? Yeah, it's very unusual that I actually watch back the footage of the previous bit before I continue. It's just the nature of the lackadaisical way that and I'm going to use the word edit, even though we know that that is the loosest possible term for what I do. This isn't getting us anywhere, is it? This is just back up and back out. So, I'm guessing... what was I saying? Oh, yes. I'm guessing we have to use the other...
I couldn't add a new element from here. I'd have to go to the scene.
Right, so we need to do this bit first. So this... Are you gonna... Yeah, I've spoken about those already in this footage. Right, final scene. Wham.
The troop were busy building their own Wicker Man, where they themselves would be sacrificed.
No. I think it's probably worth getting rid of those anyway.
The prop room had been changed from room 104 to room 225.
104 to 225. But we've now got the key for 104. 107. I'm assuming that's 104. No, never mind. 104. Right, what do we have in here? Really nice fireplace. Very much reminds me, actually, of my fireplace. Although mine doesn't have those colours. The red glow is wonderful. Looks like we can go through there. That box is empty. A forbidden play brought to life. Wow, that is quite the bathroom. Pretend that you didn't see me flinch slightly at the sound of the door closing. This is very kind of old-fashioned, isn't it? What's this? Huh? Hold on. Twisty, bendy, space and timey. Weirdness. Shoebox. Alan is in desperate need of more inventory space. And by Alan, I mean me. I can actually use one of these, can't I? How do we do that again? This is the one problem with it having been quite a chunk of time since I last played. Darts? Quick save. Dartboard. Huh? No, that's the wrong button. Oh! Nice little bit of reverb there. Oh, there's another one. Oh, shit! I can't... I am stuck in a corner there. Oh, camera. Camera, please. You can't get in here. Oh, you've gone. Oh, have you reset? You have. Ah! Yeah, the camera did not help there at all. Now, is this the this isn't the same corridor, is it? Or is it? No, this is literally a different floor. So that clue about it changing rooms. Huh? Can they open doors? I don't know. Right, this bathroom is at least just a bathroom. What is a bathroom? Not a bathroom. It doesn't have a bath in it. That's not deep or profound. But it is oddly British.
It could be opened on the side.
Sometimes we refer to the room with the toilet in as the bathroom. Tim! Whoa! Wow. Somebody's firing the dubstep gun.
I needed to find the key.
Yes. What room is that? 209. I thought that was pasta for a second. God knows what that says about me. Ballroom
would be the stage of a key scene in the play.
Room 101. Put the bad things in room 101. Plenty of armor beer. Hello, hello, it's good to be here. Oh, it's good to spy some arrows from here. Words of stuff? Which is words of stuff? Ooh, yes. Oh, I kind of want the resources, but also the inventory space. That's not the map. That's the map. Right. Echo? Are you sure about that map? Sorry, this music's great. Point of interest behind us. Some containers. It's possible that this is in another version of this room, of course. Methinks it doesn't take into account the light shifts, or was the scene changes, isn't it here? No. Yes. Pre-show ritual. Oh.
I changed the story, and with that, the dark place changed.
Certainly does. Can't get up onto the stage anymore. But this is not where...
The cult in the play was called the Cult of the Tree. With their deer masks, they were the backwoods echo of the cult of the words urban horror.
Interesting. So that's tying the Saga's part of the storyline into this. Rehearsal moved to room 202. Pre-show ritual premiere on the 24th. Remember, hit your marks, keep your masks on, and make it weird. Good advice for any writer. Weird, but logical and believable. Whilst I don't necessarily want to go off on a writing-based tangent... No, who am I kidding? Of course I do. One of the most challenging parts about teaching creative writing as a teacher in a secondary school is that if you are not a sophisticated writer, and I'm not meaning that as an insult, I'm meaning that as a you don't read much, you don't know much about stories, and again, not an insult if you don't do these things. I don't read a whole lot anymore. If you don't experience stories in a written way, if you experience stories through video games, through television, through cinema, they've got a different way of doing things. And there are a lot of shortcuts on film, on screen, and to an extent in video games to do with a story's internal logic. Stories, the best stories, the ones that are not bad writing, as I talked about, it would have been at the start of this episode, wouldn't it? An hour or so ago. Stories that don't have the internal logic are the ones that are often considered to have that lack of truth. That's something that is off because they don't have that internal consistency. Now, this leads to a lot of students. Classic example. It's easier to illustrate this with an example. Over the years that I've been teaching, I have asked many students to write a classic haunted house story. You know, we've been looking at the gothic, or we've been looking at horror as a genre. Kids love horror films. Kids love watching horror films that have got a higher age rating than they actually are. But whatever. The thing about horror films is that they break the rules of logic quite a lot, and the films generally have to keep the characters in the situation. And often the logic that they do to do that, they've got a motivation to do so. But that requires experience at crafting stories. To have your characters have a legitimate and logical reason for why they need to stay in that environment. So a classic example of how not to do it is teenage horror story. Kids walking past the spooky house. They decide to go up to the spooky house. They hear something mysterious. They hear a scream. They hear something terrible. And they go towards it. And then they see something terrible and they stick around. And that's just not logical. There are worse examples than that. But when it comes to Alan's situation, you know, Alan's going through a series of very illogically spaced rooms. Things here do not make sense by design. It's not that the rooms and the structure of this hotel don't make sense because they couldn't be bothered to plan it out. No, they had to plan it out in great detail to have this even work. But students don't get the time and the preparation or have the experience to do something like this. So students will have something like this where things don't make sense just because they haven't had the time to sort it out in their heads. Whereas Alan's situation is he is trying to order the chaos which has been deliberately designed by the writers and the designers of the game. I think there was a point in there somewhere. I feel like that might have got away from me, as things often do. But yes, logical consistency and internal logic is important to any story, because otherwise your audience, your reader, gets confused or feels cheated, which is not the same as, you know, deliberately omitting details to deliberately confuse a reader and then to reveal things to them later. That's part of the craft of writing. And that's what's being done here. We are deliberately working our way around the maze of this hotel because Alan is deliberately working his way around the maze of the hotel. It's not random. It's not accidental. It is all planned. And that separates an experienced writer from an inexperienced writer. This is why I like Alan Wake, because I actually get to talk about my own specialist field. And I'm not talking about it in a particularly academic way. I appreciate this. And that's fine, because I don't necessarily want to talk about things in a super academic way during my gaming. You know, save the academia for my actual day job. Was that just the in-game camera settling, or did it just shift the walls ever so slightly? I am unsure, because that would be really cool if they'd actually got the internal geometry of this location to move ever so slightly. Just to really mess with your head. Now, obviously, in films and stuff, they do that through camera panning and zoom. I'm not sure. I don't know whether they're doing that deliberately or whether it's just me. What room's this? 216. This place is a mess. Just saying. Oh, 209. We need the 209 key. Pizza. Why does this room just go straight through the middle? I think it might be the camera settling, but I'm really unsure. Ah, now that's a light source. As is that. What with it being a flare and everything. Sure. Oh, I need to hold this. I'm fairly certain that at some point we're going to hold down the button and I'm going to get jump scared by something straight in front of me. It is, much like Thanos, inevitable.
This is where they gathered before the play. This is where it began.
I feel like there's going to be quite a lot of back and forthing here. But right now, I'm kind of trying, and failing admittedly, to get the lay of the land. Right, Alan said this is where it started. So it's probably a good idea for us to start here. Right, we've got 4 scenes, so I'm guessing this is probably going to be it, because otherwise it's going to have to do some weird scrolling thing. Pre-show ritual.
The scene changed with the story.
Yes, Alan. Yes, it did. Interesting. Huh, that actually hasn't... Because it only affects this room, doesn't it? Yeah, it only affects the localized space. If we've got this thing down in the corner, which unfortunately is behind me. So that doesn't help. In fact, there's nothing in here to help. So we need to go. Ah, but we do have this light, which we didn't have before. Not that I can remember, because of course I can't. Out of sight. Right, what are the arrows are pointing us towards of power, yeah? I assume.
Night Springs. A special place. A shifting space. Existing in a countless number of parallel realities. Sometimes a quaint small town. Sometimes a hulking metropolis. Different every time we set upon the road that leads us there. And yet, like a half-remembered echo of a fading dream, always familiar to us. These are the stories that take place there. Awe-inspiring, macabre, terrifying, heartbreaking, nail-biting, absurd, and thrilling. Sometimes all of these things at once. A haunting new season of mind-bending episodes written by Alan Wake. I am your host, Warlin, and I will see you soon in Night Springs.
If you haven't watched the Night, or if you didn't watch the Night Springs episodes in the original Alan Wake, you must find a way of doing so because they were amazing. I really enjoyed them. They were very obvious in terms of their inspiration, but they were nevertheless inspired. Nothing in that box. Right.
Wake.
Yeah, obviously, it's the ones that have clearly got weapons that you really need to worry about because they are obviously going to be the ones that 100% come to life. Right, these arrows on the floor. They're clearly doing something for us. Unsure as to what yet. Huh. Okay, so nothing... Oh no, hold on, there's a door here. Never mind. It's a bathroom. It's a bathroom with many things. And a lot of chipboard, which is not... and water. Chipboard, not really what you want in your bathroom. It's giving us a good chunk of stuff. Maybe I should have taken that... that inventory upgrade instead. I say. Interesting. Notice how the lampshade doesn't actually cast a shadow. That's an odd detail. We haven't found any new plot elements.
The plot changes shape the world around me.
Something behind the bar. Oh, we've already got that. Was there something else behind here that I missed? No. Didn't we get some more keys? 209 and 101. We're on... It's 219. 202. This was the rehearsal room. This didn't... Ah! No, never mind. I just hadn't used it here. We need to line this up. we can't do without the door closing. Oh, there we go.
Why set up a play in a hotel? Why this
Why not?
hotel?
Because the rent is cheap? No. The Oceanview was perfect for this. It's said to be haunted. Dark stories about murder, death, suicide. Supposedly, an actual cult once performed an unspeakable ritual to summon something in the ballroom. Did we summon the same thing? Tapped into something horrifying? It seemed like it was part of the play, but it wasn't. Does that sound crazy?
You don't want to ask me about crazy, kid.
A haunted hotel. Yes. That's a trope for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. Ties in quite nicely to what I was talking about in terms of haunting stories as well. Haunted. Oh, good. It's gone all controllified. But also, there's more space to move because the partitions are down. Okay, so we can go. No. Yes? Let's go this way. Right, that's where we took the light from. Nobody here. Oh, okay. Right, that's still there. Ow, shit! Yeah, sod off. Do I have? No, I don't have any flare rounds at all. Gone. Oh, this was the bathroom that did wibbly things to us. So it's that room that takes us back down to the first floor. Which we need to go to, because I need to check. Right, we've got the room 101 key, which we haven't been to before. Visions. Nice pole. Nice empty box. Another trauma pad. Okay, so I guess this... Oh no, hold on. Ah! Ah. Yeah. There's a chunk of stuff. I should have gone with the inventory upgrade. Regrets. Right, where's that shoebox? Hey, Dema, speed this bit up, will ya? Dum da dum dum da dum da dum dum da dum dum da dum da dum dum da dum dum da 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 dum dum da dum dum da 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 do 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 do. Diddle 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 diddle. Right. Okay, that will probably do. Maybe. So we need to. Oop. There's nothing left. So we need to find an area where the haunting. Right, entrance hall. Haunted. Okay. So they've definitely got the spooky decor right. No point using the elevator. I don't think that can do anything for us. This is just out, isn't it? Yeah. There's no point using that. Okay. But the other elements don't change. So it has to be... Yeah, it has to be something in the specific area that is named in the corner. Right, this is the final scene. It's only just this little kind of edge. It's just here. Leave me alone. I'm going to run out of battery if I'm not careful. And that is not something you want. Right, we're going to have to go upstairs. Because there's clearly nothing downstairs. Right, if we try the... Thought I heard something behind me. Oh, we did. Oh, I did. Oh, we've got 209's key. I forgot about that.
Hey, Alan.
Hi, Tim.
How's the memory doing?
Sorry, who are you? Kidding. Good to see you, Tim.
You had me going.
Hey there,
What's
Tim.
the place you got here?
You know, your disappearance from Bright Falls is still the only thing that folks talk about. Well, that and Deerfest. Is this where you ended up back in 2010?
You know about that?
I am the sheriff of Bright Falls. Or I was.
Are you related to Sarah Breaker?
Are you related to Sarah Breaker? She was the sheriff of Bright Falls back in 2010.
Yeah, she's my cousin.
Cousin?
I had a police sketch made of Door based on my dreams. I sent it around and Sarah recognized the face from an old case file from the 80s. I moved out there to look into it and became sheriff after she left to join the feds.
She left to join the feds? She's not part of the FBC, is she? Deerfest is still a thing.
So Deerfest is still a thing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's bigger than ever. You know, I got zapped here right before it was about to happen.
Funny. Me too.
You have a file on Door.
What was in the case file about Door?
Not a lot of details in it. A local man named Warlin Door went missing near Cauldron Lake. Eyewitnesses claim he was struck by a bolt of lightning and just vanished. I never found any official records of a Warlin Door living in town or anywhere. Another dead end.
I mean, yes. Getting hit by a bolt of lightning would do fun things to you. Oh, a root. A root. Interesting. Door went missing in 1988. Age? Has not aged. Longevity? Not human. Alien? Magic? Uncle Frank would have known more, but he's dead. Not his real name. Hidden meaning. Was it the morgue? Yeah. That's the stuff that we've already read. The red-headed woman. Was Jessie a redhead? Or... Oh, what was the name of the other person in Quantum Break that the same actress also played? She was the same actress, wasn't she? The one that I desperately wanted to go back and save at the end of the game and we couldn't because it never got any extra story. Not that I'm bitter about that. I really enjoyed Quantum Break. This is another bathroom. Anything in the bathroom? Cups and bowls in the sink. Just little bits of extra detail that don't really need to be there, but tell you a lot about the situation. We picked up a thing for the map, didn't we? Oh, but it hasn't actually marked... There's a point of interest behind us. I assume it's that. Unless... No, you can't get past him, so... Right, so start... Hold on. Hold on. Oh, God, I've got so many pieces of paper on this desk. Right, if we start in 224... Obviously, if I switch the pen on. 224... Switch the pen on? That's a weird turn of phrase. No, starting 223. Oh, it's probably easier if I just draw it. Right. Or is this just... Yeah, so 101 takes you up to 223. Hold on. I'm actually going to open this up on my second monitor. There we go. I can now see that nice and clear. Right. Does mean I'm going to be looking off that way for a bit, but hey. So we're currently... Yeah, so that's 101. And that links to... there. Yeah, so we've got places ringed. Right, this is the... Yeah. Right, let's haunt this place up.
I recognized my writer's room on the stage.
Oh, good.
I almost dreaded the ideas this would conjure up.
I said you got here. What was the scene in this room?
Well, this is what we call the writer's room. In the play, it's where the devil rewrites reality whilst God is asleep. The devil was our star role. I got a big-time celebrity to play him, and he was method acting the role to perfection. He never broke character, always wore the cult mask. His name was scratched out on the posters.
Mm-hmm. And who was this mystery
Scratch
celebrity? Let me guess. Alan Wake?
I wish I could tell you, but turns out there were masks upon masks. Whoever he really was, shit got weird when he was around. Some of the crew joked that we'd actually hired the devil to play himself.
Mr. Scratch is the devil. He was born to play the role.
Yep.
I had to agree with Casey on that.
New plot element. The devil. Follow the devil's trail. Uh-oh. Oh shit, that's the wrong button! I've got no health. Ooh. It's very easy to get turned around. Trapped. Cha-ching. Right. Do I have to do that bit again? I do. Right. This time, let's make sure that we are... Right, we're equipped. Ballroom. Haunted.
It's getting real, all right. I almost dreaded the ideas this would conjure up. I recognize...
Oh, there it goes.
I said you got here. What was the scene in this room?
Well, this is what we call the writer's room. In the play, it's where the devil rewrites reality whilst God is asleep. The devil was our star role. I got a big-time celebrity to play him, and he was method acting the role to perfection. He never...
Oh, shoot. So if you walk too far away from the echo, it stops.
What was the... I said you got here. What was the scene in this room?
Well, this is what we call the writer's room. In the play, it's where the devil rewrites reality whilst God is asleep. The devil was our star.
That's a nice little...
I got a big-time celebrity
premise.
And he was method acting the role to perfection.
I should look at this map while I'm...
Always wore the cult mask. His name was scratched out on the posters.
Mm-hmm. And who was this mystery celebrity? Let me guess. Alan Wake?
I wish I could tell you. But turns out there were masks upon masks. Whoever he really was, shit got weird when he was around. Some of the crew joked that we'd actually hired the devil to play himself.
Mr. Scratch is the devil. He was born to play the role.
I had to agree with Casey on that.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I was under attack.
Ow. Yeah, put away. Oh, never mind. Quick save. Woo. Right, that just resets them, so that's just going to waste battery. We don't want to do that. Right. There's still something behind. Oh, okay, that's what that does then. I think they might just be words of power that it's not. Yeah, that might just be words of power that are marked on. In which case, we should definitely go and check them out. This is a stairwell. Whoa. Ah, but it's blocked. Excuse me? Oh, it's the clock. So we're on the trail of Monsieur Scratch. And I think we're going here next. It depends which way round I'm supposed to take these things. So down into 101.
Alan, wake.
But there's nothing. Unless the number of arrows is... So there's no actual way of getting in there. Oh, or is there? Is there? Oh, it's not that. It's that. The devil.
The devil's path up the staircase was draped in blood.
Nice. Delightful. Full of joy and happiness and flowers and roses and candy. And trauma pads.
Alan, wake.
Oh, Jesus!
Stop the storm. The darkness is coming.
Darkness can feck off. That was not a dramatic. That. This is my story, bitch. Oh, damn it.
This isn't your story. This isn't your story. Ram these words down your throat.
No, shit. Oh, damn it. I thought I got time to reload then. Mostly because I didn't see the enemy. I thought I was safe. I was not safe. Okay, so that didn't go very well. Fortunately, we saved right in here. Any more want some? Don't say that, Dema. Don't say that. That would be silly. Yeah. Draped in blood. I like the fact that it seems to keep on going down as well, which makes no sense. And in fact, it keeps on going up and up and up. I see an echo. Whereabouts? God knows. I imagine the map is not always particularly useful, considering
the presence of a new idea here.
Mr. Scratch, if that's who the actor playing the devil was, had stayed in the hotel. Asking around at reception got me a room number. 666. He had requested that room specifically.
of course he had.
The devil had a sense of humor. Or he really didn't. It was funny either way. According to the director, the actor hadn't mingled with the rest of the cast. He had only come out for the play, and always in character.
Huh. Right. So where? Yeah, so this entire section isn't even on the map. The way all the paper is peeling off the walls and stuff. Please do not disturb. I can't imagine any of these are going to open. I wonder if there's any significance to the fact that the wallpaper is yellow. And I only ask this because there is a story, a gothic story, if I remember correctly. I've taught it, but I've only taught it once. Was it by... It wasn't by Edgar Allan Poe. But there's a story about yellow wallpaper. I can't remember very much about it, I must admit. That's 666, of course it is. Oh. Oh. No, it doesn't look like there's anything down here. I didn't think there was going to be, but I just wanted to have a quick check. Mostly for the environment and the kind of ambience. I mean, I don't really want to go and talk to Scratch. Oh, shot.
Scratch had been here. I could sense his presence lingering in the room. I was about to have another killer idea.
Let's talk about the murder victim. The lady who was killed in the climb.
What?
Let's talk about the murder victim.
We have to stand here.
The lady who was killed in the climax of the play.
The leading lady. Oh, it was an honor to get to work with her. A grand dame for sure. She went back a long time. Kept insisting she had seen the long-lost original script of the play. She'd been with this mysterious writer, his muse. That was her role in the play. The muse.
She was staying in room 108, where the murder happened.
The set of the final scene, right. The devil comes, an unstoppable force crashing through the hotel through each scene, executed with devastating mastery, and all leading up to him meeting his muse. It turns out he knew her. He'd only joined the play to get to her.
To murder her.
Not you again.
Oh shit. Run away. No. Whoa.
Shit.
Run, Alan, run.
Get away.
I had to reach the light ahead to hide from the dark presence. The dark presence had come for me. Drawn to the story I was writing as it grew darker.
That was dramatic. Took a good 10 FPS nosedive when everything was just exploding outwards. But fortunately, the game runs so much better in these sections than it does in Sagas. Well. Well. We can't actually get back through there. So that is very much a one-time, hope you haven't missed anything section. Right, where else do we need to go? Back down the stairwell. One assumes.
The muse was the murder victim. The final scene took place in room 108.
Yep. So was that final... No, climax. So we can change this. That's not lining up from there.
I've had enough of that freaking gumshoe dick asking too many freaking questions. Not letting us proper police take care of it.
This is our chance to make the powers that be happy. We'll be set for life. Part of the inner circle.
Well, amen to that, partner. I like it. And so will the fraternity, the club, the word. Our dear friends with many names. The way I see it, it was a lone nut job. A junkie out of his mind on some fancy new designer drug.
Open and shut case. All we gotta do now is dump the evidence from room 108 in the usual place in the alley.
So they're like Mulligan and Thornton, aren't they? Realistically. Right.
Alan, wake.
No Alan Wake's here. Oh, dear Lord. This is the wrong room. Was there anything that I hadn't... No. Clankety clank. See, part of me wants to go to all the other rooms that we have access to and try the different scenes out just to see what we can find there. Yeah, see, there's this... Okay. Well, we can do that. Word of War found. Okay, so I could have got through there previously. Right, increases damage dealt with the last bullet in the revolver's chamber. Multiple damage. Restores health when landing a direct hit with the flare gun. See, none of these... Full stop's not going to be any use to me because I always reload. Let's do that. We'll have that. And we'll have that. That will do. Ah, see, that's now gone off the map. So the stuff in the ballroom... which is gonna need a specific... It's gonna need a specific version of the scene. Right, so there is... Oh, the stuff behind the shower... Oh, no, we found that. We did find that. That wasn't just random stuff behind the shower curtain that I hadn't found. No, we had found that previously. Let's have that. The game's actually really generous, I think, with bits and pieces. So, although there is some difficulty here, it's not horrendous in the sense that you're constantly going to be running out of stuff. I mean, you can if you're really bad. I don't think you can get... I don't know how to get into that. That. Right. 209 is where Tim is. Right, if we go to the ballroom... Ballroom. Currently haunted, but what happens if we bring the devil into play?
My writing was affecting reality.
Wake.
This basically looks the same. Let's try the right button. That's an idea. Right button. Climax. Nope. See, that's one we've already got. So is it that and it's just not marked off?
The dirty cops would make sure none of this would be traced back to their diabolical masters hiding in the dark.
Yeah, see, this is the thing that is preventing Alan Wake 2 from being, for me, Game of the Year. I'm loving the story, but the map and how broken and bugged it seems to be at times is... It's really just off-putting how, you know... How broken it is. What am I stuck on? I'm stuck on a table? Oh, we can't get up there. Yeah. If they can fix all of the weirdness with the map, you know, this would be a really, really strong contender for the best game that I've played this year. But right now, for a game with exploration to this degree, the fact that the map is broken, essentially, is not good. See, that point of interest is the murder board behind Tim, and realistically, that should have disappeared. This, I'm reasonably certain, is the words of power above our head, but again, it's not disappeared, and it should have done. You know, it's not enough to ruin the game for me, but as somebody who gets a great deal of enjoyment out of exploration, the fact that the key tool that the game gives you for exploration is actually not working right. It does kind of spoil. It does spoil part of the issue. Part of the fun, rather. Right, so to get to 108, we just need to head out of here and, yeah, down to the final scene. But now, we have the climax. Right, let's try this with the devil first. And I think that probably gets us through there. And now we swap it over to Climax. No, never mind. We could have done this normally. This is an entirely different... Oh, it's there. It's blocked off. Oh. The overlap. Oh, is this overlapping with Saga's bunker? I think it is, isn't it? Oh, so does that mean that Cynthia is the leading lady? Is Alan dealing with the same people as Saga, but from the other side? Oh. Yeah. So this is Anger's remorse. Lost on the shore between the forest and the ocean, the owl and the deer reflected in motion. In his room, he will hurt her? His story ends her story. Oh, his story ends, her story does not. This is the ritual to lead you on. Your friends will meet him when you are gone. Yeah, I do get the feeling that either Alan's not going to survive this, or I'm not entirely sure. Lost on the shore, between the forest and the ocean, the owl and the deer reflect emotion. In his room he will hurt her. In hers he is caught. His story ends, her story does not. This is the ritual to lead you on. Your friends will meet him when you are gone. Yeah, the implication there is that this is the end of Alan's story, but Saga's continues. But your friends will meet him when you are gone. Yeah, that's gone from third person in the first paragraph to second person in the second paragraph. So who was the meet him? Is it Scratch? Is it somebody else? Can't actually go any further that way. I don't think. Oh, unless we close. Oh no, we just have to get close enough to use it.
This was the murder site. There was a record at the bottom of the bathtub, beneath the body. Somehow it was important.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Cynthia.
Another step. Somehow I was closer to home. Closer than ever before. It's you again. The FBI agent. Saga Anderson. I'm closer now. I can feel it. You helped me get closer to escaping.
Wake. Are I still trapped? Yeah, the clicker. We can...
You know about the clicker? It can help us. I destroyed the dark presence with it last time. You can help. You can find it. You must find it.
I can get it to you. I have to understand. Did you write the story?
Alice is in danger. I have to stop Scratch. I have to find Return. I need to get back to my apartment. I'm writing a story to get through. Initiation. It's the only way.
The story. You can do that. You can write out.
It lasted only for a moment.
Yeah, see,
two planets passing in orbit.
They're both getting the wrong sections.
Helping me go deeper, closer to escape. Somehow, I had to trust her. Parliament Tower. I had to get back to my apartment, my study. I had to find the manuscript of Return.
End of part. It'd be interesting to line those two conversations up and see just how much overlap there is between them. Because of course that's the point, isn't it? They are overlapping. But interesting that Cynthia was the person in the tub. In the dark place. She's not really in the tub in the dark place. So the tub was important, but interesting to see those elements of Saga's story being reflected in Alan's story. I spoke, God knows when it was now at this point, about the idea of parallel narratives. In fact, it was just before we got the option of moving between, wasn't it? I spoke about parallel narratives and how parallel narratives are quite difficult to write because where are the overlap points? But that's literally why they're called overlaps in this. That's part of the meta layering of the narrative. They're called overlaps because that's where the parallel narrative overlaps, but they're also called overlaps because that is where the reality is overlapping with the dark place. And that's why, from a writer's perspective, just eschewing all of the kind of niggles that I've got with the map and with the combat flashlight boost mechanic being a little bit off, from a story point of view, this is the most interesting game I have played this year, without a doubt. And I've played several story-driven games, don't get me wrong. I never finished Baldur's Gate 3. I know a lot of people think Baldur's Gate 3 is, the pinnacle, game of the year. It's not for me, because I didn't even get out of Act 1. It's not that I got bored, it's just that there was so much game, I just didn't... This is going to sound really weird. I didn't feel like I could be bothered. I didn't feel like I could do it justice, actually, is probably a better way of saying it. I couldn't afford the time to sit down and play all of Baldur's Gate 3 with the continuance that it deserved. Alan Wake 2 is a shorter experience. Baldur's Gate 3 is 150, 160 hours long or something like that. If you want to do everything, which of course I do. Alan Wake 2 is not going to be that long. It's a fairly substantial game. We're up to 30 plus hours, easily. Probably much longer than that at this point. I don't know. I've not been keeping track. That was a long chapter, and I'm sure I've missed some bits and pieces, but I've enjoyed it nonetheless. Hopefully you have enjoyed, if not my gameplay and my grumbling about the map, then at least my tangents about meta-narratives and story structure and the writing stuff that, my master's degree, I'm not going to say qualifies me to talk about. But it kind of does. It is a qualification, even if it is in creative writing, which a lot of people say, that's not a real qualification, is it? It's like, well, it is. I did quite a lot of learning for it. But, people gonna people. Until next time, thank you for sticking with Room 665 of Alan Wake 2. I'm intrigued as to how Thomas Zane is going to play back into this. I assume that wasn't the last we're going to see of him. I am still intrigued as to whether Alan Wake himself is a creation of Thomas Zane. That's one of my most interesting kind of... Just at the back of my brain, I've got this idea that actually Wake and his entire existence and career is led up to this and is all part of Zane's plan to escape the dark place. In a game about creation and creating characters and characters creating characters within narratives, wouldn't it be interesting if there was an even bigger, an even more remote layer, an extra layer of creation going on there? That might make it a little bit too meta. Let me know your thoughts on that if you've made it this far, which I can't imagine everybody has done. Cheerio! Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.